Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to a brand new Division video. Whatever case today is something a little bit special. So today I'm going to be showing guys my ultimate favorite farming build slash the build I've been using pretty much this entire time when I'm farming. I really never made a specific video about this because it was just something I really used and I thought everyone pretty much knew about it. But since, Christmas passed and there's a lot of new players to the game, I feel like this video is going to be really helpful for many of you guys, and even for people that did play this game for a pretty long time, maybe you don't even know that, this gear set is this overpowered. So if you guys do enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and let's get right into this. So as you guys already know probably from the gameplay in the background, this is my build I've been using for farming for a pretty long time. Not really like months and months, but I've been using this for about 2-3 weeks and I absolutely love this build. In my opinion, this build doesn't really have a weakness. The only weakness I found, and a lot of players I know that pretty much have the same issue with, is this build goes through ammo like crazy. Now, especially when you're using a submachine gun like I am using for the build, you run out of ammo so much. So you definitely want to have something like, ammo capacity on your chest. But that's really not what I have on my chest because for one simple reason, this is a farming build. But as I did mention in the beginning of the video, I have seen some comments floating around, asking what my farming build is. So this is pretty much the build I've been using. Now, what it consists of is a MP7, a FAMAS, which I really never use, and pretty much the defense gear set. Now, I know what you guys are saying off the bat. Oh my god, the DPS is so freaking low. It's only 197,000. My firearms is only 5,300. My stamina is pretty nice, it's 6,400 with 400 and 2,000 toughness, and my skill power is alright as well, 104k. But I know what you guys are saying, like, you're probably not doing any damage, you're probably not doing, anything. Well, to be honest, as you guys probably seen from the clips I put in the beginning, this build actually does a lot of damage. Now, the one problem I have with this build is I'm actually missing a reckless chest piece. Now, if I did have a reckless chest piece, I would replace my specialized backpack because obviously the reckless chest piece gives you more damage. And I know you take 10% more damage towards your body from, NPCs and pretty much everything shooting at you. But with this build, there's really no difference and you can't really tell that apart because of the shield you have deployed. Now, the shield I am actually using is called the, what is it called? I'm using the assault shield. So I'm not sure if any of the other shields are really good or if they're really bad, but this is the shield I've been using from the beginning, and a lot of my friends told me to use this shield because it's pretty much, the best in the game. So that's what I've been rocking with, and let me tell you, I absolutely love this build. Like, with this build, you can pretty much run Lexington Center by yourself or pretty much any challenging mission by yourself. It doesn't really matter if you're, really good at the game, if you're really bad at the game, it doesn't really matter at all. As long as you have this build, you pretty much tank up everything. The only downside to this build is you don't really do a crazy amount of damage that you would be doing with like a Alpha Bridge assault rifle build. Now, I'm pretty sure I was doing around like 85, maybe 90k damage in the clips I showed you guys, and that was without a really nice pulse. The pulse I was using is actually mine, and like I said, I don't really have, a crazy amount of skill power, so my pulse isn't really that great. Just imagine if you had a friend or, someone in your lobby with a really nice, skill power build to use pulse, you would be doing way more damage. Anyways, for this build, the gun I'm actually using is a MP7, and the only reason I'm using this MP7 is because it's pretty god roll. What it comes with is brutal, responsive, and ferocious. So as you guys can see from the talents, I got pretty lucky and I am using the MP7. It doesn't really have a crazy amount of critical hit damage, but that's alright, I'm not really worried about that. But like I said, the MP7 is my go-to weapon. I normally would be using something like a PP19 since it does consist of way more bullets and you don't have to reload as much. But like I said, my PP19 pretty much sucks with the talents, and there's no point of using it if I have a pretty, god roll MP7 sitting there, so I might as well just, use it. One really quick thing I want to say is if you guys are making this build and you're putting together a 4-piece defense and a, savage gloves and reckless chest piece or a specialized backpack, make sure on your weapons you don't have Unforgiving. Now, I know what you guys are saying, Unforgiving is a, really good talent in the game, it helps with your damage and stuff like that. For this build, Unforgiving is going to be completely useless because there's never going to be a time where your health is below, 2 segments or 1 segment or whatever, because the shield will pretty much absorb everything and anything. There will be cases where you pretty much, you know, you're running and whatever, you might get shot in the back, but once you deploy that shield and, you know, pop a medkit or whatever, you should be back full health, and you're gonna stay like that pretty much through the entire time you're playing. So like I said, make sure you don't have Unforgiving. That's just a waste of a talent. The 3 talents I would recommend getting on your weapon with this build is definitely like Brutal or Deadly, definitely Responsive because you're obviously going to be in the enemy's faces, and something like Destructive, or like I have Ferocious, which is really nice for damage towards elites and named NPCs. The other thing I'm actually doing with this build that I normally wouldn't do with any other build is I'm actually not running First Aid. What I'm running is this Pulse and obviously the Ballistic Shield. The reason why I'm not running First Aid, because like I said, this build I normally just use it for Lexington Center. 5 medkits is enough for me. I usually just go through like 1 or 2 medkits every single time I run Lexington Center or something like that. So like I said, you're not really going to need a lot of, you know, healing abilities or anything like that. So you might as well put something like Pulse on and get your damage up for a couple of seconds, you know, so you can kill the NPCs a little bit quicker. The final thing I have with this build that I don't really have with many other builds is I actually have increased kill XP as my minor attribute on pretty much anything and everything I can roll on. So for example, I think I have it on my chest, and I'm pretty sure I have it on my mask, and I think that's the only thing you can get it on. I'm not 100% sure. But like I said, you definitely want increased kill XP so you can obviously, you know, get a little bit more XP every kill you get and get your proficiency cache faster, and it just helps out in the long run, and it's just really easy to get caches and a lot of XP every time you kill a person. So like I said, that's pretty much my build. I think I went over everything. I'm pretty sure I'm sitting at around 200,000 max health, and I'm also sitting at around 53 armor, which isn't really, you know, that much, but it really doesn't matter since the shield literally absorbs everything. And like I said, you can go and test this build out. You can pretty much go against, you know, anything and everything in the game. The only problem is if you're in a room with a lot of NPCs or whatever, you always want to be facing them and not facing, you know, your back towards them, because you're going to get shot and you're going to get really weak. Just always make sure your shield is in front of the enemy, so you, like I said, you don't get shot in the back or the side, and that's pretty much it. But that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see a full gameplay of me using this gear set, let me know in the comment section below. I will be happy to show you guys how overpowered this gear set is. I know the few clips I did include in the beginning weren't really that long, so you can't really, you know, see how effective this gear set actually is and how effective this build really is. But like I said, if you guys want to see that, just let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I respond to all my comments. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.